Hey friends, good to be back. And today I want to talk about a great old song by Keb Mo called Life is Beautiful. Now this song is a perfect example of how you can learn fingerstyle in a nice, optimistic, fun type song. So we'll take a look at the introduction techniques. We'll take a look at the basic fingerstyle strum you can use, and then we'll look at some of the chords and some of the alterations you can make. So there's a lot to this. But let's start with the basic strum, okay? So when we're playing this song, we're going to use a basic C chord, okay? And with that basic C chord, we're going to use the fingerstyle strum, which we'll put up on the board here. But basically, we're going to go with the bass, 3, 2, and then 3, 2. So 5, 4, 6, 4. So this rotating bass can take us through pretty much the whole song. Okay, so now what do we do with the treble? Well, for basic starting point, let's do something like this. We're going to do a 3, and then when we do the 2, we're going to play the second finger on the second string, and we're going to play that C, okay? So we're going to go 1, 2, okay? 1, 2, thumb and second finger, thumb and second finger, and then we're going to go to the bass, and here we're going to go boom, 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 okay? So almost like a pinball machine. So we're going to go 3, 0 with the third finger, 3, 0, 2, 1. Now, again, the C chord is pretty much intact. The only thing you're doing is changing that third finger from the 5th fret to the 6th, well, not fret, from the 5th string to the 6th string. The rest of the chord stays intact. So we have something like this. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1, 2, 3, and 4, and. Now when we're doing this, we can start thinking about adding some melody notes to this. Okay, so the first one that comes to mind, of course, is that high G. Okay, so you see what I'm doing there? When I get to beat 1, instead of just playing the 3 alone, we're now playing the 3 at the bottom with that. So we've got a bum, 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 bum. And now some thoughts come into your head about what to do with this. And this is the starting point, and once you get comfortable with that strum, this is the starting point at which you start putting in different melodies. Okay? But the first step is to get that basic strum in place. So the first line of the song, let's go drifting through the trees, let's go sailing on the seas. Now we go to the F chord. Let's go dancing. Now when we go to the F chord, of course, everyone dreads that first fret bar across the top. And a lot of people will play a capo up here because there's so much trouble with the nut and trying to get all those notes to sound. And admittedly, it can be challenging, especially for an old man with getting fingers getting soft, and sometimes those strings don't close down as much as I would like. But so one of the things you can do is, well, you could play that C chord, right? And then you could go up and play the F chord in the same position as the C chord, up on that 6th, 7th, and 8th fret. Okay? Because remember, the A series, right? The A series bar chord, C is the 3rd fret, and we've got D, E, and then F. So F on the 8th fret. So we could play the F chord there. The nice thing about this is with fingerstyle, the notes that don't fit here are, of course, that first finger, that 3rd string, right? That's playing a G, which doesn't really fit into the F chord, right? And of course the E, which is open on the bottom, so the G and the E don't really fit in the F chord, but with fingerstyle, we don't have to play those strings. And if we do the fingerstyle with the basic thumb, as we were doing on the C, right, and just moving that third finger up and down, we can still get a very nice F bass going there, right? You're playing the F, right? The third, and then back to the fifth, right? So we're getting root, third, fifth, third, which is a very nice bass line running, just like a piano stride type bass line. And then we can play with the bottom. We can just play that second finger. So if we're coming in that second line, let's go sailing on the sea. Now we go to the F chord, let's go dancing. You see how that fits very nicely. Oh, floor. And then we come back to the C. And then we go to our G. Okay? So that's one way to get around that thumpy F. Okay? Of course, when we get to the next verse, so easily forgotten. Now we've got to play an F minor. So how are we going to do that? Well, we could just go back to the first fret and just use our one finger across the whole thing and hope for the best. That works fine. Easily forgotten are the most important things. And then back to the C. Da, 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 da. And we go to an A chord. Okay? We only need really that one finger for the A chord, because we're fingerstyle picking again, and we don't play all the notes. Or what else can we do? Well, we could play that F. We got a couple of options. We could go up to the F minor on the A series bar chords, right? Minor chords seem to be a little bit easier on the A series than full majors, right? So we could be playing the F here. It's actually a good idea when you're playing to know that if you're playing that C style chord, it's based upon the same bass as the bar chord style of the same name, right? So I'm playing F here in that C style chord. When I come here and play that F minor or F minor 7, either one works in this case, F minor 7, I'm using that same bass note. Okay, so that's a good thing to know about when you're doing soloing and things like that, to know that you're in the F form here and you're also in an F form here. So we could go like F da 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 da. Again, we're still rotating that bass the same way, and this is just a basic F minor 7, okay, and in the A series, and it actually is a little bit easier to do up here, and you're already up here, so you could do that, and then you're coming back to the C to do the next line. So that's one thing you could do. You could go, so easily forgotten are the most important things, like the melody and the moonlight in your eyes. And then I like to go to the 5th fret for the A, because that leaves me some availability on some notes here that I can use. But you could easily go here to the A7, and you could also use some notes down there, right? So either way works. So I like to go to the A there, and then when we go to the D minor 7, which is right there on that same fret, A series, right? And we could even play those melody notes if we wanted to take a solo on this. So we're playing the D minor here. We could go da with the little finger, da, 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 da. And I like to just drop this down to get that last note. Or we could slip the little pinky in there. So da, 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 da. Okay, so the G, right? You could play it open, but I like to get that A in there, so we could go da 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 da, and it's much easier to do that if we're playing the G out here than if we're playing the G in here. But of course, you could just do something like that. You could do it with a G, right? So, a couple of variations. These are some things you can think about when you're playing this song. It's just a lot of fun to try different avenues. Try playing the F chord in the A series, playing it in the C series, playing it in the E series. A lot of options, a lot of opportunities. And any way you do it will work fine, right? It's just where you're most comfortable. But it is important to open up your eyes to the fretboard, right? And find out where other options are, because that makes you a better player, right? So anyways, that's what we got to do with the song. Now, let's talk about the intro. Now, the intro is interesting. I watched Keb Mo play this intro on a couple of YouTube videos. He plays it slightly different, but basically the idea is this. You start on the 4, okay? Now you can slide this up and go like this, because of course we're on an E flat, right? Or a D sharp, but it's the minor third, right? So it's an E flat to the E, and then back down to the C. So da da da, pretty common bluesy phrase. You could do it by sliding like that, or you could do it, because remember the E is on the open string, right? So you could actually get that little clash in there. You slide into that. So start something like this. Let's go drifting through the trees, and then we're into the song, right? Another thing I like to do is something a little bit different, but kind of an old Mississippi Delta style, which of course is the Keb Mo style, right? But what I'm doing here is I'm sliding all the way up to the 5th fret on the 2nd string, playing the 2nd finger with that, okay? And then playing the G, so da-da. So there's your minor third, right? Da-da-da-da-da. So I'm just going and that's another way you can come into it. I'm actually more familiar with that way because that's the way that I kind of heard it the first time I heard the song. And of course it was incorrect, but it sounds pretty good because again, it's all in the C chord. Basically, again, what I'm doing is the 5th, the 3rd, back to the 5th, then we're down to the D, right? C, A, G, back to the A, C, A, G, A, C, A. So basically, we're just going back and forth on those 3 notes, okay? So ba ba da 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 da, and then the last time we go C, A, G, E, C, and we're into the song. So that way sounds like this. Let's go drifting through the trees, let's go sailing. Oh, and we're into the song, okay? So a couple of different ideas you can do. So basically, if you play with some of these ideas, and let me know your comments on this, it is important, I think, once you get to a certain point, to start looking into different ways to play songs instead of trying to play them exactly as an artist played them, because that artist played them a certain way. In some cases, it might have been a mistake, but because they played it that certain way, it becomes iconic, right? And it's nice to be able to play the way the artist played, but it's also nice to develop your own style and start to think about how you can do things and what's more comfortable for you, because your style is what gets you to be who you are as a player, right? So let me know your comments on these things. I'm always anxious to hear what you're thinking about the different things that we're playing here. And don't forget to subscribe, of course, because the subscription lets me know that you're watching and that I'm actually serving a purpose, which I hope I am. So anyways, once you get that all down and you practiced it up, song should sound kind of like this. And take note of the things I do with my fingers, some of the ideas that we talked about in this lesson. Thanks for listening again. Let's go drifting through the trees. Let's go sailing on the sea. Let's go dancing on the juke joint floor and leave your troubles all behind and have a party. So easily forgotten are the most important things, like a melody and the moonlight in your eyes, and the songs that last forever keep on getting better all the time. Life is beautiful, life is wondrous, every star above shining just for us. Life is beautiful on a stormy night, somewhere in the world sun is shining, shining.